find the thing guy.
What side?
Gotcha.
Stuff it. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey guys, welcome back.
I'm fine.
Yeah, shut up. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 2 haircuts that you can do on long hair at home by yourself with just a couple of really inexpensive tools. So let's get started. All right, first you're going to want a really good detangling brush. This is going to help you set your cut up. Second, you're going to want some thinning shears. You can get these on Amazon for between $5.88 and about 30 bucks in the low end range. So why thinning shears? Why not a regular pair of scissors? Well, the thinning shears are far more forgiving than regular scissors. With regular scissors, you've got the risk of harsh lines if you make a mistake, and we really want to just trim with the least risk of failure here. So the thinning shears are far more forgiving and they give you such a softer look. So that's why we're using thinning shears in today. All right, the first cut I'm going to show you, I call the gravity cut. And it starts with a center part that goes all the way back to the nape. I call it the gravity cut because you're just going to let the hair fall and cut it in its natural state. And this is really for trimming. Then we're going to spray it with a little bit of shine spray so we can get our brush through and get it nice and detangled. Then we're going to take our thinning shears, we're going to put our ring finger through the upper tang and our thumb through the lower finger hole. And we're going to want to hold our scissors just like this. Now, we're not going to want to grab the shear like this, like with a claw grip, because it applies very uneven tension and gives it a very uneven cut. Also gives you less control as you're moving the scissor around a lot. You'll want to just move your thumb. You'll want to go ahead and lean your head down and brush your hair downward into a clean perimeter line. Then you want to take your thinning shears and just gently start trimming the hair that you feel looks damaged, but in a straight line. I know it really would have been helpful if the camera was angled down like 6 inches lower, you could see what she's doing, but what she's doing is just opening and closing the scissors over and over again because they're thinning shears and it barely takes off any hair, and you're really just dusting the ends slowly. You want to come up, look in the mirror, put your hair back to its natural resting state and see if everything's looking good. There's no chunks missing, you didn't cut too much, and you want to do this pretty often. Every 10 seconds or so, you want to come back up, brush the hair down, and look at it again to make sure that you don't get micro-focused on one piece and then wind up cutting too much off. So after you've finished that one side, you'll do the same thing on the other side. You'll brush it down, create a really nice clean perimeter so you can see the bottom of your hair. Don't touch the hair and just begin to give it a little bit of trim. Now you can see a little bit closer there that she's just cutting a little bits off as she goes through. Now the thinning shears you have to open and close quite a bit more, like I said, so this takes a little more time, but it's still really quick and very low risk. If you cut too deep, 1 or 2 times, it doesn't make that much of a difference. All right, so Maddie just committed one of the big sins in cutting your own hair. She got micro-focused on one spot, kept cutting, didn't look up, and wound up cutting a little too deep. But even then, even with cutting too deep, you can barely see a difference or a mistake. Had those been real scissors, her hair would be 3 inches too short on one side. Looks pretty good. So she's now cut the entire perimeter of her hair. She's given her dead ends a really good trim without changing the shape of her haircut. So next, I'm going to show you how to cut layers into the hair. All right, haircut number 2 is called the pony cut. You're going to need your thinning shears and 2 hair ties. We're going to start by putting a ponytail right above the ears. Then we're going to slide the hair tie all the way up to the top of the hair, leaving just a little bit out. Then we're going to remove the perimeter of the hair that we just trimmed so that we don't ruin the framework of the haircut. We still want those face framing layers and the entire perimeter to stay the same. We don't want to lose any length. This is really just to trim up layering. Then what we're going to do is take our ponytail down to the side of our head so we can see what we're doing, not let our arms get tired. We're going to hold our shears right in front of us, and we're going to cut on an angle. All right, so the way we want to do this is push the thinning shears in and pull them out at an angle so that we can see what we've done every single time we take a snip. And we want soft ends here. We're not looking for a really harsh line. We really want to keep things soft. For thicker hair textures, you can actually point cut with your thinning shears as you press down and fan out the hair. This is going to give you even a softer, more blended look on the ends. All right, let's take it down and have a look. Well, there you go. Perfectly trimmed layers with no lines, no disconnections. Looks great. All right, now there's one more way to do this. Occasionally, haircuts have very short layers in the front and long layers in the back, and we don't want to lose any length. When this happens, we'll just want to modify this haircut into 2 ponytails, one in the front and one to take care of the back. Start by creating a part over each ear, separating the front of the hair from the back. We're then going to create a ponytail right at the front hairline. Then we're going to slide our hair tie all the way to the top, just like we did in the first version of this haircut. And leave yourself some room. You can always cut more hair. We're going to get rid of the undercoat and remove the perimeter so we don't mess up our hairline or our face framing layers. We're then going to take the hair around just like we did in the first version, and we're going to cut this on an angle. Now we'll create a ponytail in the back, and this time we're going to slide the ponytail hair tie forward, not just straight up. What this does is it leaves the hair longest in the back and helps blend with the front. So we're going to take that piece right there, same thing, we're going to be cutting on an angle. And there you go, method number 2 for trimming your layers. And you can see there's just no hard lines, everything's blending really softly, really beautiful texture still, no chunks missing. Like I said, with those thinning shears, it's just much harder to make mistakes when you're cutting hair, and that's why we got such a nice soft result. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you know anyone who is about to cut their hair and they should see this video, go ahead and send them the link. If you enjoyed the content or found it helpful or useful, make sure to click the like button and let me know. It helps me know whether this stuff is things that you guys are interested in. And if you're really enjoying my channel, make sure to subscribe.